As much as Donald Trump and his administration want to pretend that people don't care about whiskey leaks or whatever, that's not true. A lot of people do, including a lot of Republicans, and even more so including one absolutely crucial group, members of the military. And we're gonna get to them and what they're saying about this. But first off, 6 in 10 Republicans say that Signalgate is a serious problem. 3/4 of Americans hold the same belief. So there's a gap between the American public at large and Republicans, but I'm gonna say, I don't think anything else Donald Trump has done, except maybe the tariffs, has gotten 60% of Republicans to be like, actually, this is kind of a big deal. I don't think many scandals in this term will. They're so conditioned to not care anymore, and yet they do in this particular case. Again, 74% say that it's either very or somewhat an issue. A majority of Americans say it is a very big issue. Okay, a quarter of Republicans said it was very serious too. Only 13% of respondents said it's not very serious or not serious at all. There is basically no one in America that doesn't think this isn't serious. I mean, you have the staff of the White House and then like 10 other people, and that's pretty much it. And that's not good for Donald Trump. Worse though, particularly once they start doing like interviews and stuff, is the members of the military that are speaking out against this. And so you particularly have current and former fighter pilots who are very angry about this. It is easy for us to talk about how sharing this information, it could have easily gotten out. The lives of our soldiers and our pilots could have been put at risk. But that's them thinking about how their lives could have been or could in the future be put at risk. Again, there's no indication that they're changing, Hegseth and all of them, changing their communication strategy literally at all. And so they don't like when people play fast and loose with their lives. They especially don't like when a guy like Pete Hegseth, who bills himself as like a soldier's soldier, but of course for the last 10 plus years has just been lounging on a couch in New York City on Fox News studios, is willing to do that. And so I wanna quote some of them. Here's John Gadzinski, a retired Navy F-14 pilot. He said the whole point about aviation safety is that you have to have the humility to understand that you are imperfect because everybody screws up, everybody makes mistakes. But ultimately, if you can't admit when you're wrong, you're gonna kill somebody because your ego is too big. An F-18 pilot, that's the type of plane, by the way, that was involved in these strikes, says, we intentionally don't share plans with people who don't need to know. You don't share what time we're supposed to show up over a target. You don't want to telegraph that we're about to show up on someone's doorstep. That's putting your crew at risk. He and several other current and former pilots spoke on the condition of anonymity to avoid reprisals from the Pentagon and from allies of President Trump, which would definitely come. They would, like right now, they're just looking for someone to get their base angry about. They know that their base is kind of angry because it's a bad scandal. Don't be angry at Hegseth. Maybe Waltz, you can maybe get mad at him. But if not him, Boasberg, the judge, conflicted judge, get mad at them. If one of these pilots like goes on the record or whatever, goes on MSNBC, does an interview, then instantly Trump is gonna start messaging about them as if they're the problem and not the absolutely lackadaisical approach to operational security that we've seen, Brett. What do you think?
Yeah, I think my favorite stat in a long time is 6 in 10 Republicans say Signalgate is a serious problem, even as Trump officials downplay it. Because it just gives you a picture. It really crystallizes the way in which Trump has won things. He's won things in a way where like Republicans are no stranger by and large to just being like, all right, I know there's not as many of me as there are of them. So how do I lie right to certain people to placate them so I can get what I want because I'm rich and in charge? This is 6 in 10 Republicans essentially are sitting there and they have to communicate with each other and be like, oh, we have a majority here within our own party? Well, crap, like maybe we should just like speak up. Because there's 6 in 10 of us are just intentionally are being quiet about this. You ask us in a survey that's anonymous, we'll say, yeah, that's a big deal. You ask us to come out and say anything to anyone's face, you have to go deep into a New York Times article where you interview pilots. And maybe that shakes loose enough of the people's like weird stranglehold on this false reality they've crafted where they'll finally be like, oh yeah, the sky is blue. And you shouldn't put a drunk TV star in charge of the Defense Department.
Yeah. Let alone all the others. And again, remember,
and
Mike
star,
Waltz.
I didn't mean that word. Whatever he was on Fox News. Contributor, host, couch,
host,
decoration.
Couch bro, I guess is what I would say. Anyway, I agree. Okay, so well, we're gonna see how this develops. I'm sure Trump is hoping that by next week, I don't know, they'll do something else terrible that will occupy people. Maybe some of the Studio Ghibli art or whatever. There will certainly be bad things to talk about. I am hoping that something will come of this.